Leaked Microsoft documents reveal 2028 next generation console Xbox release plan. Um,
Microsoft
so
need a plumber.
oh, dude, the worst thing is that Microsoft have this this special bit of tech that copyrights documents out of their system, so they can find out who leaked it. But this is just like kind of, oh my god, it's terrible. But we've got lots of meaty things to talk about from it.
Go on then.
Recent links unveiled Microsoft's ambitious roadmap for the Xbox upcoming years. These confidential documents provide a glimpse into the tech giant's vision for the future of gaming, including the release of the next generation Xbox console in 2028. I wonder if Sony are releasing one in 2028 too. I think they probably are. November 2028 or October, I imagine. Um, just saying.
Hmm.
Uh, Sony will probably get there a week before them because that's the shit that Sony pulls. It's so childish. The source of the leak is a source release came from a thingy. This is what we were talking about earlier. The leaked emails indicated that Microsoft's interest in potentially acquiring Nintendo, a move that would significantly reshape the gaming industry. And as we said before, I don't think, unless it's a hostile takeover, because the email indicated that they were secretly buying up shares on the sly. So unless it's a hostile takeover, I don't think it's going to happen. But at the same time, too, Nintendo now know about this, so they're going to turn around and go, "Are you buying these shares for Microsoft? We just put a clause in the contract that you're not allowed to buy this for a competition on behalf of our competition, or something along those lines." They'll fucking plug that hole because they've got a what do you call it? Um, they've got tons of money, and they don't want Microsoft. I don't want Microsoft to have them again. Shrinks the market, ruins competition with less people in there. The only way this could be any good is if Sega re-entered into the market. And I know you're going to sit there and say Atari, but unless Atari have become best pals with AMD, because if all of a sudden you hear an Atari AMD kind of team up, because that would make sense. Imagine putting a fucking Threadripper and whatever AMD graphics card, what they
I
Radians.
I think we watch this space that they are. It's just what they're doing at the moment. Yeah, they're re-releasing old consoles, but it's the way they're doing it and it's the speed that they're doing it. I think it seems to me they're just gradually building their profile up. It might not be for a couple of years, but they are getting in
Hmm.
the queue, definitely.
But saying that, they could buy one of these people making like Steam Decks and bits. So they could go to them and have them, and they could do a Switch style thing. So you can take it; it's like a little mini Steam Deck. You can take it clever and do some optimization and stuff with it.
Why not?
But outside the thing saying that they were going to try and acquire Nintendo, Microsoft plan a refresh for the Xbox X and S in 2024, indicating a commitment to continuous hardware improvement. But at the moment, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it unless they're gonna. I've seen potential shots of a digital X version, um, but again, I don't see any point in it. I know that we got the Xbox Series S 1 terabyte black version for when Starfield came out. But what's the X? I don't know if this Xbox digital version is going to pop up too. Um, yeah, so we've got that. So 2028, they're planning on putting a console out. So at the moment, it's described as a cloud hybrid games console. They tried this before; it didn't work with Crackdown 3, where you were supposed to have multiplayer and it was supposed to have this massively cool destruction, and the destruction would be handled by a server rather than on your games console, so it could look as cool as shit and just send the information back as graphics to your machine. That didn't work out. Um, the mention of cloud hybrid gaming is particularly intriguing. It's just that Microsoft intends to combine local consoles again with remote hardware capabilities. And it's funny because it says I put in the notes Crackdown 3. I kind of jumped ahead there. Um, and they looking at releasing a handheld console too,
Yeah, their
which isn't I didn't put on the notes.
their their end game here is to get rid of physical media completely. Um, and I think that they are going down the mobile phone route where you won't buy a console anymore. You'll just pay a subscription. you'll automatically have the Ultimate Pass, or
Mm.
they'll split it. They'll start to split it, but you will get the console, but it will be for streaming. That looks to me as though that's going to be the end game for Microsoft.
I they really need to focus on getting their games out and getting games out because there's no, have you no Gears of War? Have you heard any news about Gears of War?
No,
No Gears of War 6 or anything, or Gears Reloaded, or I don't know some. Because that's the thing that's kind of making me go, well, what are Coalition doing? Because that's the studio that took over from Epic. It was Epic or no Unreal, doing Gears of War.
well, let's
And
face it.
nothing.
All they've been talking about for the last year or so is Starfield. There's been no.
Yeah,
It used to be Halo. It used to be
yeah.
Gears of War. Now it's just
Mm,
Starfield.
so they are like running out of games and stuff. That's the bit that gets me. Again, they're looking at buying the big studios and shrinking the market rather than building up smaller studios and increasing the market. And I think that sounds like a losing strategy.
because they're
They've
not
got
in,
to be like, good.
because they're not interested in the gamers like Nintendo are. That's what it
Mm,
is. They're just interested in making money.
yeah, I don't think the problem is I don't think they're making as much. I don't think they're making as much money as they want to,
Well,
and I think that.
the figures are there for you to
Mm,
say. Nintendo are
mm,
still king, whether you like Nintendo or not.
mm. It's yeah, it's weird. Anyway, the gaming industry is an ever evolving, and these leaks provide a tantalizing preview of what's on the horizon for Xbox enthusiasts. With plans of hardware refreshes, potential acquisitions, and groundbreaking next generation consoles, Microsoft seems poised to redefine the gaming experience in the coming decades. As always, we'll keep you updated when it comes to these stories. And fingers crossed that they grow the market and they increase the games that we get to play rather than shrink them, because that's worrying. And the other worrying thing too is when they seem to acquire studios, they take the IP and then run the IP into the ground. Where's my Gears of War? I'm expecting a Gears of War. There's no Gears of War. Give me Gears of War. And with that, next story.